Back in the Star Wars Legends days, Shadows of the Empire showed us how Luke Skywalker created his green lightsaber crystal in Obi-Wan Kenobi's hut on Tatooine, but ever since the canon was reset, fans have been wondering what the new version of that story is. Charles Soule's current run of the flagship Marvel Star Wars comics is currently telling us exactly that. After the events of the Battle of Hoth, Luke was obviously without a lightsaber. He attempted to return to Cloud City to find the lightsaber of Anakin Skywalker, but was unsuccessful. The Force eventually led him to an old Jedi outpost where he found the yellow lightsaber of a Jedi Temple Guard. He wielded that for a while until it was damaged on a mission to rescue a missing convoy of ships. The weapon still worked, but the yellow crystal was damaged, and so he decided it was time to build a lightsaber of his own. His studies led him to Christophsis in hopes of finding a crystal to bond with. There he met Kuwata, a kyber crystal expert that had at one point worked for the Empire to unknowingly design the Death Star's super laser. His story was partially told in the book Catalyst, where we saw he eventually fled the project, similar to Galen Erso. After meeting Luke, he was excited at the prospect of seeing a Force user interact with the kyber crystals he knew so much about, but had no mystical connection with. He gave Luke 2 crystals. First a red one that he asked Luke to attempt to purify. The young Jedi failed, but did see a vision of a Sith and his father through the Force. Kuwata then gave Luke an unbonded crystal and asked him to try to connect with it. This time, he saw a vision of his master Yoda and communicated with him, expressing his frustrations and struggles with the Force. Yoda took it all in stride and offered his student words of encouragement. Although Luke didn't know it, Yoda was not a vision at all, and the old master was also encouraged by Luke's growth. When Luke came back out of his connection with the Force, the kyber crystal he held was green. Kuwata repaired the yellow lightsaber and allowed Luke to keep both the red and green crystals he interacted with. I can't say for sure until I see Luke construct his lightsaber and stick this crystal into it, but for now I assume this is how Luke came to start construction on his new weapon. He's got a long way to go yet, but this is certainly a beginning. I will say I was one of the fans hoping the green crystal might have been Qui-Gon Jinn's. I thought that would be a fun connection, but I do like seeing him learn about kyber crystals on his own and the significance of creating a real bond with his own lightsaber rather than wielding someone else's, even his father's. I'm interested to see where this story goes. I like that Luke currently has a red and a green crystal. I hope to see him purify the red one at some point. We're at the start of a significant story in Luke Skywalker's life, and honestly, this issue was one of my favorite of the flagship Star Wars series in a while. The links back to the final issue of Charles Soule's Darth Vader comic were awesome, even if I don't fully understand what they mean yet. But that's all I've got to say for today. Let me know what you think of this story in the comments. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram, and consider checking out our Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.